I was reminded of something today, and I'm not sure if I've talked about it or not. Half the time, I don't remember all the things I've talked to you guys about, but it came up enough that I thought, you know, I'm going to do a video on this. And that is doing whatever you can, wherever you are, with whatever you have. I don't know if you've done this. I've done this a lot in my life, and I know a lot of people who do it, where the circumstances have to be perfect before people take action on anything. And what I mean by that is, for example, you can say, I want a certain career, right? But for you, you think, okay, but I need to have a certain amount of money to get this certain education before I can even look at going into this, instead of looking at where you are in life, what you do have available to you, and working with that. Because it may not be that you have all the money to go to school, but it may be that you have a library that has the books that you can start studying it so you can understand it. Because a lot of times people get those careers without even having the actual formal education, it's just the knowledge behind it. When it comes to things like, happiness is it's a non-tangible thing. It's how we feel. But even that one tends to come up for people because I will be happy when I have X, Y, and Z. Instead of looking at what we have at our disposal right now, that we can find little ways to add that happiness into our life. And it could even be like, for me, one of my biggest things is getting out on a walk. Simple, right? But I get out on a walk and the fresh air, getting around the trees instantly makes me happier. And that's a small thing. That's not me taking a trip to Scotland. That's not me doing anything big. That's a small little thing. So that's something I can do with what I have at my disposal. And I talk about fitness often because I was in the fitness industry for a long time. So sometimes it's easier for me to explain it in the context of fitness. But that one is pretty obvious when you think, okay, well, I need to have a gym membership before I can get started. Okay, that's one thing. Or I need to have the right clothes, or I need to have the right space. I need to have the blah, 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 whatever. You know what I'm talking about. There's lots of different reasons there. But what if we stop and we look and go, but what do I have right now at my disposal? Okay, I have a tiny little area. Like for me, I actually do have a gym membership now, but I have a little tiny area in my office here where I can stretch, do whatever, but it's a little tiny space. But that's a space I can do extra exercise in while I'm working. So in between things, I can do stuff. But for a lot of people, you may not even have that space. It may be right next to your bed, you have a tiny little gap. Cool. Do something with that. Do squats, do jumping jacks, go for a run around the block. And that's the other thing, is that people go into the, well, I'm not healthy enough to do this yet, but what can you do? It doesn't have to be big things. It could be stretching. Stretching actually helps your body feel better. And this is so my point is, it's not about one specific thing. I was just having a conversation today, and it reminded me of the concept of do what you can with what you have where you are at right now. And it made me stop and look and go, well, what am I doing right now that is not taking advantage of what I have at my disposal right now? Because it's easy to look at the bigger things. It's easy to get caught up in the, well, I don't have the money, time, the this or the that for something. And just because I know these things doesn't mean I don't get caught off guard and go, wait a minute, what have I not been fully taking advantage of? What have I not been putting extra effort into because of some excuse? So just something I thought I'd throw out there for you guys. Look at your life. What things have you been putting off because the circumstances aren't exactly right? It can be anything. And then take a look at your life and what things you do have available to you in this time right now, in your circumstances. What do you have available? This is not to say that sometimes things aren't hard. Sometimes things suck. Yeah. But we do have options in any given moment of even little tiny microscopic things we can change if we choose to. So look for what you have right now where you're at to get you even a tiny, teeny little bit closer to where you want to be. So just my 2 cents. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon.